everyone, I just thought I'd do a really quick video because I get asked all the time when people are starting training, what do they need to have with them? What do you need to start training? So it's only going to be a short one, and this applies for absolutely any training class as far as I can think of. So it doesn't matter whether it's with me or it's with any other instructor. There are some basics that you need to make sure when you're starting training with your dog. So the first is make sure they've got a correctly fitting collar or harness. I don't mind what you train your dog on. You can train it on a harness, on a collar, it doesn't bother me, not a problem. I believe that your dog should do what it's told because you've asked it to. It shouldn't matter whether it's wearing a collar or a harness. However, it does matter that it fits correctly. So please don't turn up to a puppy class with a harness that's 2 sizes too big, saying, oh, I've got this one because he's going to grow into it. It doesn't help you. If your dog's escaping all the time, if you're too scared to pull on the lead to encourage them to go forward, or you're too scared to pull back whilst your dog's trying to jump to say hi to another dog, your puppy's going to get out of that harness. It's going to be a disaster. Equally, exactly the same with the collar. If the collar's too tight, your dog's not going to be able to concentrate because, quite frankly, it's being strangled. And if the collar's too loose, the dog's going to slip out the collar and swagger off and go and do whatever it is it wants to do, which is probably not listening to you in a group environment. So correctly fitting collar or harness. And whilst we're on that subject, just so you all know, because it used to amaze me that not everybody knew, by law your dog should wear a collar with their correct ID attached to that collar, regardless of whether they wear a harness or not. So actually I should be saying a correctly fitting harness and collar, or collar, okay? But if they wear a harness, they still by law should have a collar on. I know there are some dogs that don't, but by law you should. So next thing is a decent lead, okay? And by a decent lead, I mean if you're starting off training, you don't want to confuse your dog with one of those extendable retractable leads where your dog pulls and it gets more lead and it can charge over to say hi to Beryl and do all the things it wants to do. It's a lead that is attached to you and your dog. So leather, chain, cord, it doesn't matter what the material, but it should be a nice standard lead. Okay, you can get hands-free leads that clip round you, you can get training leads with 2 points of contact, you do whatever you like, but not one of those extendable retractable leads. They're a nightmare. They do have a purpose and they are amazing, used for what they're designed to be used for, and further down your dog's training career, absolutely great, but don't turn up to a training class with one of those on when it's your first couple of classes. Anyone that comes here will know that I've always got spare leads on offer, so if you do forget and you come on your retractable lead, I'll just ask you to swap your lead before you head into the main class. Next is poo bags. Everyone forgets them, everyone has hundreds of them, and yet you go to put your hand in your pocket, you've changed your jeans or the weather's changed and you've not got your coat. Try and make sure you've got poo bags with you. Your dog will turn up to a training class, it'll either be a little bit anxious or completely overstimulated, and it will go to the toilet. Even if they never go to the toilet other than in their own garden, most of them will go at the start or an end of a training class. So bring a poo bag. The last, and possibly one of the most important, is your dog's payment. Remember, you're asking them to work. You're asking them to work with you. You're asking them to do different things. You're not just leaving them to their own devices. So because you're asking them to work, it's only fair that you pay them for doing their job. So some dogs are food dogs, some dogs are toy dogs, some dogs are you dogs. If your dog's a you dog, you have to make sure you're not a wallflower, because you've got to really absolutely motivate that dog and give them the confidence and gusto to swag around and do what it is you're asking them to do. If your dog's a toy dog, then I find some of the best toys are toys that you can interact with your dog. So it's no use just having a ball, because once you throw that ball and the dog's got hold of that ball, it's then of no interest to you and your dog isn't working with you. It's one or the other. But a ball on a rope, something that they can tug and play with and interact with, is going to be really beneficial and helpful. So that will always help. And lastly, the food. So the treat. If you're training with treats and treats are your motivation, what you need to remember is dogs have got a lousy taste. They've got about half the amount of taste buds we've got. but they have got an incredible nose, an amazing sense of smell. So if those treats are a bit whiffy for you, your dog is going to love them. So we're talking about things like liver cake. I get my liver cake here. It's made on site. I know it's all fresh. It's great. You can break it up in different sizes. Wonderful. Things like your JR patés. Incredible. You cut them up. You can again make them personal to your dog as to what size you're cutting up. You don't use them all. You can pop them in the freezer. But absolutely amazing. The other thing the JR patés are incredible for are dogs with allergies and different things, because they're single source proteins, and they've got things like wild boar, goat, venison, duck, rabbit. They've got loads of different ones, so they're a really good one. And they're really your training essentials, other than obviously your dog. So your dog, correctly fitting gear, nice reward for them, and you're ready to go. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon in some classes. Bye.